when you ENFP, when you are in a relationship, you're very intense. When you are in love, you are obsessive. Is the best partner for an ENFP an INTJ or an INFJ? That is what I'm going to be answering today. Welcome, I am Mindy, and today's subject is a suggestion of you guys because you comment on my videos and I have seen this question on and on. But a little disclaimer before I start, and this is important that you watch, don't skip, and that is that personality type alone, it's not the only one important factor that you should be looking into when you are looking for a partner or when you are open for a new relationship. Sometimes people get mistyped. And they can tell you they are an INTJ or an INFJ, and in reality they are another type, but they just answer the questions in a different way, so you don't know. And another thing is, like, sometimes people from other personality types can have a lot in common with you, core values for instance, that an INFJ or an INTJ maybe do not have. Now I want to read you in the comment sections which one of these two personality types is, in your opinion, the best match for the ENFP and why. Okay, let's start. Let's dive in. The INTJ and the ENFP, I consider them to be a great duo, as well as the INFJ and the ENFP. And a proof of that is that I have videos for both personality types, like both couples, in my channel, and I'm going to link those videos down below so you can watch after. The INTJ and the ENFP have a great chemistry, and I would say, in my opinion, the two of them have a similar rating in my scale, let's say, because everything what I'm going to say, I can talk about from my perspective. Everything is my opinion, okay? I'm not the owner of the truth, it's my analysis. And the INTJ and the ENFP work well together when the ENFP understands that they are with a person who is quite independent, and I think that is the number one thing or reason why this can create, or these relationships cannot work. And I have another video where I talk about the challenges between the INTJ and the ENFP, so I'm not going to talk about all of the challenges, but the video is right here and linked down below. But the most important one I will take for this video is independence. So when an ENFP is in their life phase, when they still want to do everything together with a partner, when they want to go everywhere together, where they are going to feel insecure if the INTJ is taking downtime after they went 2 hours to the cinema, the ENFP still wanted to be together. If that's the case, if this is the place where you ENFP is at, then that relationship is not for you. That is what I think. I think that the INTJ ENFP is a great relationship for when an ENFP is more grounded in themselves and is less insecure with regards of, the time spent alone, why this person doesn't want to come with me to this party and I need them to be there, but the INTJ does not need that much. I'm not saying here, INTJs, that you should all the time not come to places because that's how you are, because that's not how relationships work, and you also have to compromise. But this video, I am making it from the point of view perspective of what's best for the ENFP, the analysis from the ENFP. So I'm not going to focus on this video on the INTJ or on the INFJ. For that, I have other videos. So when the ENFP is in that place of still neediness, and I want the partner to be like this or like that, and to be with me and to spend that time with me, and I need that confirmation, and I want to spend 2 hours on the phone, and maybe this person has enough with half an hour, I don't know, and the ENFP does not have the capacity to look beyond the phone calls and beyond that time, that amount of time that they want to spend together, and they cannot look into what is that actually the relationship is bringing into my life. That's the moment when this relationship won't work. And so if ENFP, you're in a relationship with an INTJ right now, I think this, knowing this, what I'm telling about this pairing can help you if you're struggling with this. I think the best would be that the ENFP learns to be okay with being by themselves, to do things by themselves. And I think in general, ENFPs are happy being by themselves and doing things by themselves. But when you ENFP, when you are in a relationship, you're very intense. When you are in love, you are obsessive. You want to be with that person because that's how your mind works, right? So you want to be with that person, and you do the same with other things you are like very crazy about, like your job, like whatever. But in a relationship, you will want to, you know, be with that person, like call that person, think about the person. And maybe this is at the beginning or during the first 6 months, 8 months, or up to a year. But that is something that is not sustainable with this person, with this relationship. Maybe that would work with an ESFJ, but not with an INTJ. Okay? So now let's move on to the ENFP and the INFJ duo. Before I continue with this video, I want to remind you that I offer one-on-one sessions, so check the links down below. You can also chat with me directly. There is a link, and you can donate for my channel. This is a sweet duo because the INFJ, comes across as someone caring, and the ENFP needs naturally that sympathy, or empathy is actually the word. But ENFP, when this relationship is not going to work for you, is when you cannot let go of a conflict. When you do not have the mental resilience for letting go of a problem at the moment that you cannot solve it. And this is what happens. So the INFJ can get really upset and ruminate an idea or a problem and go deeper. And I'm not going to say that the INFJ is not responsible. They are responsible, but the ENFP needs to be grown up enough to detach and to be the one who says, if the INFJ cannot do it, right? To say like, okay, to themselves, you know what, like, okay, I should stop now and we should revise later. And the thing is, ENFP, when you are annoyed about an argument you're having with an INFJ, you and with another personality type in general, you cannot stay annoyed or angry with a person for a long time. You cannot. So maybe after a day or some hours, you will revise the situation and you will look at it differently, because that's also your superpower, that's extroverted intuition. So I would highly advise for the ENFP to be able to let go of a problem, of an argument in that moment, if the INFJ cannot do it themselves. And otherwise, that's a moment when the relationship is not going to work. And I have another video right there where I have a conversation with Eric Thor, where we talk about the main challenge or challenges amongst the ENFPs and the INFJs. And so you can watch the video right after you finish watching this. It's going to be right here. So there needs to be a person that stops and says, you know, like, okay, I cannot go on because it's going to hurt the relationship, and we're going to regret it later, and so on. And the INFJ, they like to go in spiral circles down the rabbit hole, analyzing things, because that's what they do. And maybe during the argument, it's not that the INFJ wants to make the life impossible for the ENFP, but they have this natural tendency to dig deeper and to continue kind of like layering down a problem or subject. And that is the moment when the ENFP does not have to take it that seriously or that personal, and be able to detach. I think that the relationship as with the one with the INTJ can really work with the INFJ, but I don't have a black and white answer, yes or no, this is the best and this is the worst. I think both are great. Both partners are going to be like super explorative and are going to help the ENFP to have like someone with whom they can share their ideas and their thoughts, and most likely the dreams, and who are going to help them to grow, in the case that these INTJ and INFJ are in a like healthy place of mind, sort of. So both are a great match for the ENFP, but it depends really on what the ENFP needs. And I also mentioned that in that other video where I talk about the best matches for the ENFP. It is really true. So if the ENFP says like, okay, I want to be with someone who, I don't know, is going to be less like need less alone time, for instance, well, I would not recommend for you to be with an INTJ. And I don't mean that the INTJ will not make time for you, because they will give you time, but it will not be this way that you probably want when you are in this space of, okay, I want to spend a lot of time with this object of my attention. And the same goes for your relationship with the INFJ. So you can have amazing conversations and deep conversations with the INFJ, but then comes a moment when you both have a clash in an opinion, and when you cannot make up your minds, and you can just lose it. You can really lose it, the two of you. So in a nutshell, I don't have a number one or a number two. I think both of them are great, and make sure to check the information down below. So that's all for today. When I talk to you guys, I end up quite dry because, ooh. Okay, one more time. And if you're interested in this match, I have links down below of all of those videos, because I also will put all of those up. So that's all for today, and see you next time. Bye.